What's going on, guys? Average Tech Guy here, and today we are back with more tech, more reviews, and this time we are looking at this. So this little thing right here, this is the Sandisk Ultra Dual Drive USB Type-C, 128 gig. Let's check it out. So if you notice in the back here, I have two iPads. This one is the 9.7 refresh, whatever they want to call it, from last year. And this is the iPad Pro 11. Both are running iPadOs or iOS 13. And this is here. This is the Sandisk Ultra Dual Drive USB Type-C. This is for smartphones, for tablets, computers. You can quickly transfer files, free up space on your device with this little thing right here. So you got high-speed USB 3.1 performance at up to 150 megabytes per second in a very, very, very small package. Now, not a whole lot of form factor here, not a whole lot of real estate. You have a little slot down here where you can put like a lanyard so you can keep up with this, because this is ultra small. My finger, there we go, ultra small. You got a little latch system up here. One side, you push it, it's gonna reveal a USB 3.0. Tells you right here it's 128 gigs, and then you push this down and push it back over, and you get a USB Type-C. There's nothing written on the USB Type-C side, so if you want to know what you got, flip it over here, 128. Okay, nothing on the back except the regular stuff. So why do we have two separate iPads in the back here? Well, now you know iPad Pro 11, you're going to be able to plug in straight through the USB Type-C. So I'm going to pull this one up first. USB Type-C on deck. Just going to plug and play. Nothing to install. I'm going to plug it in. I'm gonna go down here to files, and here it is, SD Type-C. Now I've already used this, I've named it. So we got SD Type-C right here. I got videos on deck. You go. You wanna send the file back, you're just gonna select it, you're gonna hit it. You're gonna go to move, and I want it on my iPad, and I have a movie folder here on my iPad. Copy it over to there. Now, like I said, speeds are going to be up to 150 megs per second. So it's pretty decent on the speed range. I did some testing on my MacBook Pro last night, and there we go. That took no time. So it went right over, coming to my iPad, coming to that movie folder, and boom, there it goes. So that took about a minute or so. That file was 1.5 gigs. So we don't have to worry about the speed. It's going to be reliable. It's going to be good. I'm not going to spend time going back and forth. Well, let me just do it on this one, just so nobody asks how's the speed going back to the actual device itself. So I'm going to select, move. Let's find this right here, and I'm just going to copy it. I'm copying it back onto this little drive right here, just so we can see that it will transfer back, and it's not going to take that long. And I actually got to get me a stopwatch, because I think that'll be beneficial. So we're just going to wait. I'm going to let it go all the way through. And it shouldn't take longer than about a minute or so. Normally, when you are doing these types of tests, it takes about a minute. A gigabyte and a half takes around a minute or so. So I do want to just make sure that we can go back into this folder or this file and make sure that there's no corruption, no anything when you send it back and forth. And normally it does take a little bit longer to send it back. I will mention that, because I've done different tests on SSDs, hard drives, different things of that nature. It takes longer for it to go back from the iPad to the memory device versus sending it from the memory device to the iPad. So it does take a little bit longer, and this is proving to be true. We're running on about 2 minutes now. Still going, circle still spinning up top. We're just waiting. We are waiting, just waiting, patiently waiting. Okay, now it's taking too long. So 1.5 gigs is taking about, we're going on 3 minutes now. Okay, 1.5 gigs is 3 minutes in. And we're still waiting. 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, it's still going. I told you I'm not gonna cut this. We're gonna go all the way through. Actually, I may just time lapse this and speed it up because this is taking a long time. We're going on 4 minutes now. So I'm just gonna cancel that whole process. I'm getting rid of that because that took way too long. We were almost at going on 8 minutes for a file that is like 1.8 gigs or something like that, 1.5. Yeah, that took way too long, way too long. So I'm probably not gonna even, well, let's just try it on the other device. So I'm going to just take this out. All right, so we got iPad 9.7 back here. Just gonna pull this up. Now we know that in order to use this, you gotta have the camera kit 3 on deck with a power supply. Using the USB side now, USB-A side. Turn this around. Go into my files, and there it is. So I'm gonna find something very small, very small. 78 megabytes right here. Move this onto the iPad into the movie folder. There we go. 78 megabytes. Very small. Okay, let's turn the screen brightness down some. It's way too high. All right, 78 megabytes. It shot over, no problem. It's in there. Okay, now, can we send 78 megabytes back? Move that back over here and copy. And now we're gonna wait on this one. And we're just gonna wait. I'm gonna just see how long 78 megs takes to go over. Now it says up to 150 megs per second. So I'm thinking 78 should have came over by now. Okay, it took it about right at a minute. Yeah, we didn't even make it to 10:13. So about a minute or so for 78 megs to go over. I'm not gonna even try the 1.2 gig file because it didn't even work over here. So larger files, we're having those issues with getting it back from this device. So I'm gonna get all this disconnected. So in my personal opinion, this may not be worth it, just because if you're trying to send files from the tablet to this device, it's taking a long time. Now, the smaller file just came on over in about a minute, but a larger file, if you have something that's over a gigabyte, seeming like it's having a hard time coming back to this device. Like we said, we waited about 8 minutes or so in the iPad Pro 11 trial, and nothing ever came back. I actually just gave up on it. So I'm probably not going to recommend this device just because I've had an issue with this. You guys may not. Just like people have been emailing me about having connectivity issues with mouse devices, also with Xbox controller devices. I've had no issues with those. So you may pick this up and you may not have the same issues that I'm having. But just letting you know, I am having current issues sending files from my iPad Pro 11 back to this, especially large files. So we saw that with the video that I did. Not knocking Sandisk because they make great products, but for this device, it's going to be a no-go for me. So I'll still drop that link below. So if you want to check this out for yourself, please be sure and do so. Until next time, hope this is able to help someone out. This has been the Sandisk Ultra Dual Drive USB Type-C review. Be sure and give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. Average Tech Guy out. Peace.